This is you, Miguel Ángel Torres. At least that's the name on your pilot's license. Though to the few who know your real job, you're simply El Fantasma, the ghost. It's 11 at night on November 28, 1993. You're standing on a clandestine airstrip 40 kilometers from Medellin, in territory that doesn't appear on any map. Your Cessna 210 is ready at the end of the runway. Engine warm, tanks full. And in the cargo hold, there's no cocaine or weapons, none of what you normally transport. There are 6 metal boxes with $120 million in cash. Pablo Escobar's emergency fortune. In 8 years, you've flown 347 missions for the most dangerous man in Colombia. But tonight is different. What you're about to do is going to make you a fugitive. And most importantly, nobody knew the truth about what happened to that money until today. Pablo is here personally supervising the loading, and that never happens. In 8 years, he's never come to an airstrip. He always sends Popeye, El Limon, anyone but himself. But tonight he's present and he looks nervous. Deep bags under his eyes, days-old beard, wrinkled clothes like he hasn't slept in weeks. You ask him what's in the boxes. He looks you straight in the eyes and says one word. Money. $100 bills. You almost fall over when you ask him how much. 120 million, he answers like it's the most natural thing in the world. It's my escape plan in case everything falls apart. You ask him where you're taking it. Panama, he says. A strip you already know, the same one you landed at in July. Oh, a private airstrip in the middle of the Panamanian jungle. 2 men will be waiting. You hand over the boxes. They hide them in a vault. You return to Colombia. That's it. Sounds simple. Too simple. You ask him why move the money tonight specifically. Pablo lights a cigarette and takes a deep drag. Because I have days left, maybe hours, he answers. The search block is too close. I need my family to have resources when I'm gone. The government is going to freeze my accounts, confiscate everything. Except this, because this doesn't exist in any record. Nobody knows about this money. Just me and now you. It gives you chills the way he looks at you when he says that. The men in Panama only know they're receiving boxes. They don't know what's inside. And I'm trusting you not to steal everything and disappear, he says with a humorless laugh. Oh, I don't trust anyone, Phantasma. But you're the least likely to betray me. Besides, your family lives in Medellin. Your wife, your 2 daughters. If you betray me, they pay the price. The threat is clear. You assure him you won't betray him. Pablo takes you aside and gives you a thick envelope with much more money than usual. This is the most important mission, he explains. 0 mistakes, 0 deviations. This money is my family's future. Then he puts his hand on your shoulder. Phantasma, you've been with me 8 years. You were always reliable. He hugs you strangely, like a goodbye. Thank you for your loyalty, for your service, for everything. You climb into the plane, close the door, check the instruments. You look out the window. Pablo is alone at the edge of the runway. His men have already left. He waves at you. You start the engine. Advance down the runway, take off. You look down one last time and see him getting smaller and smaller until he disappears into the darkness. You don't know it yet, but that's the last time you're going to see Pablo Escobar alive. In 5 days, he'll die on a rooftop in Medellin. But that night, as you travel toward Panama with his fortune, he's still alive. And you still believe you're coming back. You've been in the air for 30 minutes, flying at only 100 feet above the ground. It's a technique you've perfected over the years. So low that radars don't detect you. So low you look like a big bird. It's dangerous. One mistake and you crash. But it's the only way to cross borders without being detected. You look at the boxes behind you. More money than you'll see in your entire life. And for the first time, you allow the forbidden thought to enter your mind. What if you don't go back? What if you take this money and disappear? You could live like a king, take your family to any country, never risk your life again. But then you remember, your wife, your daughters, your parents, all in Medellin. There's no amount of money worth their lives. You discard the thought and concentrate on flying. If you also thought about what you'd do with that amount of money, let me know in the comments. It's 12:30 in the morning. You crossed the Panamanian border 20 minutes ago. Nobody detected you. 45 minutes until the coordinates. Everything's going according to plan. But then you see something that freezes your blood. Lights on the horizon. Spotlights illuminating a huge area in the middle of the jungle. You approach cautiously and understand. It's the strip where you're supposed to land, but it's surrounded by military vehicles. Soldiers everywhere. It's an operation. They're waiting. It's a trap. Someone tipped them off. You turn around immediately. Your heart beats like it's about to explode. If you'd landed there, they would have arrested you and probably eliminated you. But who leaked the information? Pablo said nobody knew. Only him and you, unless Pablo sent you straight into a trap. Maybe this whole mission is a distraction to move the real money somewhere else while everyone's focused on you. Or maybe the men who were going to receive the boxes talked. It doesn't matter. What matters is you can't land in Panama, but you can't return to Colombia either. If you go back without completing the mission, Pablo blames you. If you tell him about the trap, maybe he won't believe you and will think you stole the money. You're trapped with a fortune over foreign territory. No plan, no options. And with fuel for only 2 more hours. You think about your wife, Anna Maria. You've been married 14 years. You met when you were an airplane mechanic before Pablo hired you. She begged you to turn down the offer. You told her it would be temporary. That was 8 years ago. You think about your daughters, Lucia, 10, and Valeria, 8. Every time you fly, you say goodbye to them like it's the last time. Is that what you want? For them to grow up without a father? And then you make your decision. You're not going back. You're going to disappear with the money, and you're going to take your family with you. You turn toward Costa Rica. You know a private strip owned by an old retired pilot who doesn't ask questions. You land at 2 in the morning with fuel at the limit. While the old man loads the tanks, you go into the house and use his phone. You call your wife. You tell her to wake up the girls, to pack only the essentials, documents, and passports, that your cousin Hector will pick them up at 4:30 and take them to the Rio Negro airport. We're leaving Colombia forever, you tell her. Anna is scared. So are you. Then you call Hector. You ask him for the biggest favor of your life or death. He agrees without thinking. The old man finishes loading the fuel, and when you ask him how much you owe him, he says nothing. Consider it a gift, Phantasma. You're going to need every peso you have. At 3:15, you take off toward Medellin. At 4:45, you land in Rio Negro. Inside the terminal, you find Hector with Anna and your daughters, who are still half asleep. Anna runs to you and hugs you. You tell Hector the truth. $120 million that are no longer where they should be. Your cousin's eyes go huge. Hector offers you a contact in Guatemala who forges impeccable documents for $50,000. 4 new passports, complete identities. 3 days wait. He has an empty house in Bahia Solano, a remote town on the Pacific coast. Perfect for hiding. You hug him. Family takes care of family, he says. Everyone gets on the plane. The girls have never flown in your Cessna. For them, it's an adventure. Dad, where are we going? To a faraway place, very far away. Are we going to Disneyland? Lucia asks excitedly. Something like that. Yet you say with a forced smile. During the flight, with the girls asleep, you tell Anna everything. The money, the trap in Panama, the decision not to return. She processes in silence. I always knew this day would come, she finally says. You're not the man I married anymore, are you? No, you answer. I became something different, something necessary to survive. You land in Bahia Solano at 8 in the morning, coastal town, surrounded by jungle and Pacific Ocean. You arrive at Hector's house, a simple wooden structure with a zinc roof. There, with the door closed, you open the boxes to count the money, and you discover the truth that changes everything. It's not 120 million, it's 12. 2 million per box, not 20. Pablo lied to you. He sent you with a decoy, a fraction of his real fortune. If you got caught, he'd only lose 12 million. The real money was probably already moved while everyone was focused on you. He used you as a distraction. Hit that like button if you didn't expect that revelation. Anna asks you what you're going to do. 12 million is still a fortune, enough to live comfortably for decades. You're going to continue with the plan. The next 3 days are the longest of your life. Every noise startles you. You sleep with a gun under your pillow. The girls play on the beach, not knowing they're running away. You and Anna barely talk. She doesn't agree with what you did, and she's not going to pretend she does. The decisions we make today define who our daughters will be tomorrow, she tells you. It hurts her that you're raising your daughters with stolen money. You tell her it's temporary. She asks if you really believe that, or if you're just fooling yourself. You have no answer. On the morning of the 3rd day, Hector arrives with the new documents. Perfect Guatemalan passports. But he brings something else. News from Medellin. Pablo is furiously looking for you. He's offering a $1 million reward for information about you. And worst of all, he had your parents detained. He has them at a farm in Envigado. An ultimatum in writing. 24 hours to return the 6 complete boxes or your parents suffer the consequences. Then your wife, your daughters, everyone. You collapse on the house steps. Your parents are in danger because of your decision. Anna comes out of the house. You already know what you have to do, she says firmly. Yes. You return the money, save your parents, and find another way to start over. But first you take a precaution. You take out exactly $1 million from the boxes and give it to Hector. Insurance for your family. Pablo doesn't know exactly how much is in each box. He only knows there are 6 boxes. It's a risky bet. If he counts, you're finished. But it's the only one you have. Tell me in the comments if you would have taken that risk. At 2 in the afternoon the next day you take off toward Medellin. The 6 boxes secured and back, 11 million instead of 12. You say goodbye to your daughters with a long hug. You promise to return soon. It's a lie, but it's necessary. Anna kisses you like it's the last time, because it could be. It's 2:50 when you see Olaya Herrera Airport ahead. You request permission to land on the north private runway. 30 seconds of silence that feel eternal before authorization. You descend. You see 2 black trucks, 4 armed men, and between the trucks, 2 figures sitting in chairs. Even from the air, you recognize them. They're your parents. Alive. Tied up, but alive. You land perfectly. You shut off the engine. Absolute silence except for your breathing and your heartbeat. Popeye approaches the plane. His voice is cold. Phantasma. You brought the boxes. All 6. We're going to verify. His men take out the boxes one by one. Popeye opens the first, sees the stacks of money. He doesn't count them. He just verifies they're there. Your heart stops with each box he opens. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Same process. He just verifies, doesn't count. He closes the last one. It's all here, he says. You breathe for the first time in 2 minutes. Popeye pulls out a radio. Boss, El Fantasma delivered. All 6 boxes are here. Pablo's voice distorted by the radio. Good. Release the parents. They untie them. Your dad gets up with difficulty, red marks on his wrists. Your mom cries. They run to you. You hug them tight, but Popeye interrupts. First, the boss wants to talk to you personally. Your blood runs cold. That wasn't part of the deal. Now it is, Popeye says. And if you refuse, your parents go back to the chairs. You walk toward the truck with dark windows. The door opens. Inside is Pablo, alone, smoking, more tired, thinner, more defeated than 4 days ago. You disappointed me, he says. 8 years you were the most reliable pilot I had. You respond honestly. I was tired of living in constant fear. Pablo crushes his cigarette. You know what I should do, right? Kill you. To send a message. It would be the correct move, the one everyone expects. But I'm tired. You returned what you stole, and that counts enough. I'm going to honor my word. I'm letting you and your family go. No pursuit, no revenge. You ask him why. Because my empire is collapsing, he says slowly. The search block is getting closer and closer. My partners are betraying me. And in the middle of all that, you were smart enough to try to escape. I don't blame you. I would have done the same. Then he pulls an envelope from his jacket. 4 Argentine passports. Real documents, not forged, obtained through contacts in the government. Martin Alvarez, Sofia Alvarez, Isabella Alvarez, Camila Alvarez. Your definitive exit. You ask him why he's doing this. Because you returned the money when you could have run. That shows honor. And honor deserves to be rewarded. These documents are real, registered in official systems. You can travel freely, open accounts, live without fear. Also, in 2 days they're going to find a burned body in a crashed plane. The documents will identify it as you. Officially, you'll be dead. Case closed. Nobody's going to look for you. You ask him what's going to happen to him. I'm going to fight until the end, he says. Eventually I'm going to fall. I've already made decisions there's no turning back from. It's too late for me. But not for you. That's why I'm giving you this opportunity. Don't waste it. He stands up and points to the door. Now go. Take your parents, and never come back to Colombia. You get out of the truck. You walk to your parents. All 3 get on the plane. While you warm up the engine, and you see Pablo get out of the truck. He raises his hand. You raise yours. 2 men trapped in a world that doesn't forgive. But one is going to live, and the other is going to die. You accelerate down the runway, take off. You look down one last time. Pablo gets smaller and smaller until he disappears. Share this video with someone who needs to understand how a single decision can change everything. 3 weeks later, Buenos Aires, Argentina. You're sitting in a cafe in the San Telmo neighborhood, drinking mate and reading the newspaper. The main headline, Pablo Escobar falls in shootout with authorities, December 2nd, 1993. On page 3, a small note confirms the death of the cartel's pilot in a plane crash. Body identified through documents found in the wreckage. You smile. Pablo kept his word. Officially, you're dead. Hey, you close the newspaper. Anna sits down next to you. The girls are playing in the park with your parents. Nobody knows who they are. Nobody knows where they came from. They're a normal family. Martin and Sofia Alvarez with 2 adorable daughters. And $1 million Pablo never knew was missing, securing their future. Do you think we did the right thing? Anna asks. We did what was necessary, you tell her. It's not the same thing, she responds. No. But it's enough. You watch your daughters running in the sun. They'll grow up thinking their dad was always an architect, that there was never another life. And that's okay, because some secrets are better taken to the end. Anna squeezes your hand. Are you happy? I don't know if happy, but I'm free. And that's enough, because in this world, the real victory isn't defeating your enemies. It's still breathing when everyone thinks you should be underground. And that's not something they teach you in any school. Subscribe to the channel because there are more stories like this coming, about people who made impossible decisions and who, against all odds, managed to live one more day.